if you were supposed to be successful, if you were supposed to be financially free, then you would have already been that. I want to take you guys back to a couple of weeks ago when I was kind of in a valley of despair and described to you guys how I was feeling, what was going on inside of my head, and what essentially led to me being able to break free from those chains that were confining me. That's just the journey of life. You're going to have ups and downs. You're going to reach the top of one mountain, and in order to go to the next mountain that you want to get to, you're going to have to come down from that mountain and be in the valley for a little bit. Over the past few years, I've been trying to embrace those valley moments because I know essentially it's just a part of the journey towards the next mountain. The reason that I was feeling so down is because that I was expecting more, feeling that I deserved more, you know? I kept feeling like I've been in the entrepreneurship and business game for so long now. You know, in high school I started multiple different e-com businesses and started learning the game, and then after high school I got into the construction service-based business, and I feel like I've been doing it for a long time now, and that I should have seen more success, I should have seen more wealth, and I should have seen more freedom. But that's ultimately because we live in a world of easy comparison. You turn on your phone and instantly you're opened up to this world of comparison. You're seeing the top performers in the whole entire world. You know, this 19-year-old making $100,000 this month, and it's so easy to compare yourself even when you try not to. If you strive for anything in your life, whether it's being a successful entrepreneur or doing this, that, or the other, then you understand the feeling that I'm talking about. Sometimes it can feel like you're doing everything you possibly can. 24/7, you're grinding, you're working to create that life that you want, but you don't see any results, and it forces you to start to question yourself and your actions, and you ask yourself, like, is this even worth it? I was watching an Alex Hormozy video, and he said that if you were supposed to be successful, if you were supposed to be financially free, then you would have already been that. You are only where you're at today because it's the physical equivalent of the actions that you took in the past. So the reason that you're not financially free today is because in the past you haven't taken the actions of those that someone who is financially free would take. I started reflecting over these past 2 years, you know, and asking myself, what are the actions that I've been taking? I also asked myself, who do I want to be? Where do I want to be? All right, I want to be financially free, fit, healthy, etc. And then I asked myself, what are the actions that that person takes every single day that I may not be taking right now? And I realized when I started to look at the actions that that person would be taking and the actions that I take that, well, no shit, I'm not where I want to be. I haven't been living the life of someone who would be in that position, and it opened me up to a new world of my faults and where I can grow and be better, and it gave me clarity. Now I completely understand why I'm not there, and it also gave me a plan. I know exactly what I have to do every single day, every week, every month to become that person, and it leaves the questions out of the game. 2023 is when I first saw success. That was the first time that I saw business success, and I was working for myself. And back then, that was my one and only dream. That was the top of the mountain for me. And I had hit that. And then just shortly after that, I went through a couple really hard challenges in life. I had a falling out with my best friend at the time. At the end of the day, though, certain people are only meant to be in your life for a season. And you got to take that for what it is and be grateful for what they taught you, whether it was positive things or negative things. You can always learn something from every single person and every single experience in your whole entire life. Shortly after the falling out with my friend, me and my girlfriend at the time ended up breaking up. And that was another huge blow. So it was two things back to back that kind of stripped me of my identity, and I didn't quite understand who I was anymore. And then after that happened, I ended up moving back home to live with my family because I kind of just needed that support emotionally because I was so broken. Ended up living at home for a little bit. And then soon after that, I moved across the country to Florida. I didn't know a single person. And when you think about that, those two extremely hard things, and then moving across the country, not knowing anyone, now I'm at this point where right now, currently, I've only lived in Florida for 14, 15 months. And most of that, including the time that I lived with my family, was just spent getting back on my feet, finding myself again, finding my identity, figuring out who is Dawson. The reason I bring that up is because it's so easy to lose focus of where you came from, the journey that you're on. If you don't reflect, it's easy to forget those things. So it's important that we reflect. That way we can become crystal clear in our journey and where we're at. And from this huge valley of despair that I've been in, I've learned that there's two key things that have helped me reposition my mind to lead me towards that point where I want to be. And that is one, reflection, and two, getting crystal clear on where I want to be, the goals that I have, and exactly how I'm going to reach those. That way it leaves no guessing. And that brings me to the last point, which is the most important thing that I've learned recently, and the main thing that I want to talk about in this video. Like I said, I feel like I've been living in a trance, and this is the one thing recently that I feel like has freed me from that. What that is, what I started doing, is I started getting brutally honest with myself. I stopped lying to myself, you know? Like I said, I looked at, okay, where do I want to be? What does that person do? What are the actions that that person takes that I might not currently be taking? I realized that, you know, to be financially free, what these people do is they check their financials every day. They look at where exactly is my money coming in and where exactly is it going out. And I had to get brutally honest with myself and say that I suck at finances. I always thought that I was really good because I've read so many books and, you know, I do have a lot of knowledge on the topic, but I had to get honest and say, actually, I effing suck at finances. I'm scared to look at my money. I'm scared to look at my credit card bills because I don't want to feel the anxiety that it brings me. I didn't even know which of my credit cards that I needed to pay off had a higher interest rate, and that's because I had so much fear of dealing with it. That's not something that someone who is financially free does. That's not how they handle those challenges. I had to get brutally honest and say, hey, the reason that I haven't been able to reach the super lean physique that I want isn't because of any external factor. It's because of me. It's because I haven't been disciplined day in, day out. I haven't done what it takes to be in that position. The reason that I haven't gotten to the point of where I can be financially free and have this business that's profiting me money isn't because of any external factor. It's because I really haven't put in enough time. Even though I thought I was, because I always feel like I'm busy. Like I said, if I'm not working, I'm working on myself or doing something. But then I started to dissect my time. How much of my time is really spent cleaning at the house? You know, because I mainly work from home. Or doing this, that, the other. And then I started to realize most of my time isn't spent dialed in on Haley Home Services. Not near as much as I think. So then I started to realize, you know, that I really need to start optimizing my time. And that if I can do that and even double the amount of output that I put into Haley Home Services on a daily basis, it'll be so easy to hit that goal that I want to hit. If there's one thing that I would challenge anyone to do right now, is get brutally honest with yourself. Where do you want to be? Why do you think you're not there? Get brutally honest with yourself. Where do you need to grow? Where have you not been stepping up to the plate? When you get brutally honest with yourself, it takes the guessing out of the game. And then from there, you'll have a newfound level of clarity because you know exactly why you're not where you need to be. And you'll also know exactly what you have to do to get there.